Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In my previous video, I have shared the pros and cons of making voluntary top-ups to our CPF accounts. While the benefits may be very attractive, let's dive into details of the terms and conditions before you rush into making such top-ups. Let's get started. You can find this table from the CPF website. Not only does this table indicate how much of your CPF monies can be withdrawn when you reach 55, it also specifies what component of it is withdrawable, which also means that not all your monies in the OA and SA are withdrawable. This was extracted from the CPF website. As written here, top-up monies will form part of your retirement sums. However, top-up monies in the RA cannot be used to form part of the BRS in computing how much RA savings that can be withdrawn through sufficient CPF property charge or pledge. If you don't understand what this whole paragraph is talking about, let's take a look at some illustrations. Here, Tom and Jerry both have a similar amount in their CPF retirement account of 120k. Both decided to pledge the property they own to CPF. Thus, they can withdraw from their CPF RA an amount net of the applicable BRS, which is says 96k in 2022. The difference between Tom and Jerry is that Tom has in the past topped out $10,000 in total into his CPF SA before it was transferred to his CPF RA, while Jerry has topped out 100k into his CPF SA before it was transferred to his CPF RA. The sentence says, top-up monies in RA cannot be used to form part of BRS in computing how much RA savings can be withdrawn through sufficient CPF property charge or pledge. This means that Tom and Jerry can only withdraw from the non-top-up monies portion, and the withdrawable amount is in excess of the BRS, which, example, 96k. So for Tom, with the total amount of 120k, the top-up money is only 10k. So the rest of 110k will be the non-top-up monies. This means the amount that Tom can withdraw is 110k of the non-top-up monies minus the applicable BRS of 96k, and that will be 14k. The amount to be retained in RA, meaning it's not withdrawable, would be the top-up money of 10k plus the applicable BRS of 96k, and this is how we arrive at 106k. On the other hand, Jerry, with the same amount of 120k in the CPF RA savings, the 100k was the top-up monies, right? So the non-top-up monies will only be 20k. Since the applicable BRS is 96k, which is more than the non-top-up money, Jerry is unable to withdraw any of the RA savings, because the non-top-up money is below the BRS. So essentially, all the amount will be retained in the RA, which is 120k. The amount retained in your RA will be distributed as monthly payout from age 65 onwards. So it's not like you cannot withdraw. It just means that you can't withdraw as and when you want. Because the purpose of the money in the RA is for your retirement purposes. So here, Jerry will have more money retained in RA than Tom. This will also means that Jerry would receive a higher monthly payout than Tom from age 65 onwards. This illustration of Tom and Jerry is only applicable if you wish to retain the minimum BRS in your RA. This is where you might want to reconsider if you still wish to top up your special account before age 55. For people who wish to retain FRS in the CPF, the top-up monies can form part of the FRS. So for instance, if the FRS for the year is 192k, if you have already topped up 100k, the rest of the remaining 92k will have to be part of your non-top-up monies, which can also be your monthly contribution from your salary or bonuses. So in a way, if you think that your non-top-up monies will not be more than FRS, whatever you top up will have to go to RA. So in that case, you are really just topping up the CPF for your retirement purposes. There's another way to look at this. If you're confident that Your RA will reach the FRS amount at the age of 55 with just the monthly contribution to the CPF account. You can consider whether you want to top up your CPF, okay, because whatever you top up, technically it will be withdrawable. Since by the age of 55, you will have exceeded the FRS, and then the top up monies will be what you are able to withdraw. Do take note that the monies to set aside for this FRS not only comes from SA, the monies can be also from the OA. So you may want to do your own forecast to see if the non-top-up monies in both accounts would surpass FRS by the time you turn 55 years old. One good thing to know is the yearly FRS will be revised on a yearly basis. I have put together the amount for the past years, okay, from 2018 onwards to 2022, and I have observed that there is about 3% increase year on year for this FRS. So this may be something you can bear in mind when you do your planning. This is my 2 cents around how you can plan out your financials and retirement, especially if you are a young working adult who just started out your career. Okay, everyone has different retirement needs, and while the interest rates on our SA is attractive, I hope you understand that not all the amount that you top up are withdrawable, at least not until after age 65 where you start to receive the monthly payout. Of course, unless you are able to set aside FRS from your non-top up monies from your OA and SA when you turn age 55. Otherwise, you need to be prepared that the amount that you top up will continue to stay in RA until 65 where you start to receive your money payout. For example, if your retirement goal is to have liquid cash on hand when you turn age 55 because you want to travel around the world, okay, you want to lead a luxurious lifestyle, you might want to reconsider whether topping up your SA is in line with your ultimate retirement goals. Because if you want excess cash, then probably it's better to hold the cash on hand and then do your own side investment to increase that amount or invest in properties whereby it's more liquid as compared to CPF, right? Because in CPF, it really depends on by the time you reach 55, are you able to set aside that amount of FRS? Otherwise, the amount that you top up with cash is non-withdrawable, or at least it will be distributed back to you on a monthly basis from age 65 onwards. Okay, on the other hand, if you have excess cash in the early years and would like to have a fixed monthly payout that covers just your daily expenses when you retire, topping up your SA earlier could be beneficial because by setting aside higher amount in your retirement account, you'll be receiving higher money payout after age 65. And also, by topping up earlier, the compound interest that you get by the time you reach 65 would be a very substantial amount as well. I hope this video gives you more insight of what will happen to your top-up money when you reach 55 years old. If you find this video useful, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye!